I got like 3,000 of them in my bottom drawer of my file cabinet.
Okay, what was the last place?
All right, so
I got like 3,000 of them in my bottom drawer of my file.
Zack Ryder got the page?
I don't know. Google it.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Smart Mark faction loading. Brody Rob, check.
You will respect my authority.
Adam Bomb, check.
It's like that friend who's the asshole, but he's our asshole.
Steve Awesome, check.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Your girl Kiara, check.
You don't have to open the doors for me, because I can open my own door because I am a strong woman.
Brian, check.
I didn't want to do and still don't do a lot of independent shows because they show the guys at the National Guard Army or whatever falling asleep signing autographs for 15 people because they need the money. It's fucking embarrassing.
Bada boom! Realest guys in the room! How you do?
All systems are a go. Marked Out Podcast, you were cleared for liftoff.
All right there, smart marks and wrestling fans of the world. It is episode 33. Yeah, special edition tonight covering the, it's our reaction show to the WWE draft that happened tonight. In the room, we got Adam, we got Brian, Carol will be back in a moment. We got Steve Awesome, and in a minute after housekeeping, we're going to bring in our Memphis correspondent, former ESPN wrestling journalist, if you want to call it, Bob. Bob will be on with us in just a second. So let's go ahead and jump on the housekeeping notes so we can get right to the fun.
Housekeeping?
I think you're sleeping.
Housekeeping?
Come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. You can join us on our website at markedoutwrestling.com, on Twitter at SmartMarkShow, Facebook.com/markedoutthe1, YouTube channel, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, where we broadcast live every Monday following Raw. Our Google Plus page, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, Instagram, Marked Out Wrestling, and our You Record Studios Smart Line, 704-444-0084. Get connected.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
Oh, it's you.
Can you dig it, sucker?
All right, so Bob, we have Bob on the line yet? Bobby, come on back in, bud.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. So there's Bob. Bob, good to have you, bud.
Hey, man.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
You ready to react with us?
So, yeah, yes, he's ready. All right, so here's what we're going to do tonight, just to give you a rundown of how this is going to work. We're going to run through the draft, what we have so far, and we're going to be reacting as they happen as we go, because we're still doing the draft on the network. Then we will do a little best worst of the draft kind of thing after the fact. Nothing too special, but no big five tonight. No, we'll do an open later, but none of the other segments and stuff. So just kind of a reactionary show here. And we really don't have a format for it. We're just winging this one out. So hopefully Kara gets back with us soon enough. But let's start here with the first pick of the night. So we started with Raw. And I think everybody on their sheets got this one right. So we had Seth Rollins was our opening number for that one.
No surprise.
Yeah, no surprise there.
So, all right, so we got Seth Rollins. Now, real quick, though, do we think that's going to affect the title situation come Battleground?
Well, Corey Graves kept saying it all night on the network here. He keeps pointing out that now 2/3 of the triple threat is represented for Raw. And so he thinks that the title's going back there. I can't disagree.
Yeah, you got a point there, but
the big point I think of why the title will stay with Dean is they only have IC title on their show.
Yeah, that's the reason why I kind of that.
And we're going to get to it more in depth when we get there. But and I had it written down.
I mean, all the other titles, U.S. Women's Tag Champ and the Future Cruiser, are all on Raw right now.
Yeah, I can't find my note sheet, but I did notice that.
Christ, I can't find it.
The
hell with it.
Shut up. So Raw took. Obviously, they announced that they have the cruiserweight division. We'll get there. So they're going to have that belt. They've
got a cruiserweight wrestler. They have one. So their division is one guy.
Yeah, but they just signed Grand Metalik and Cedric Alexander, and they're going to crown whoever wins the tournament the champ, Bob. So they're going to have a field.
They ain't drafted but one.
Are you only counting Neville?
Yes. Who else is a cruiserweight?
Yeah, he's got a point.
I don't know. Does Sin Cara qualify? You're saying no?
Well, look.
No, Sin Cara's like 6'2".
Yeah, Sin Cara.
Hey, all you got to do is be under 205 and you're in.
Yeah, wasn't Matt Hardy pretending to be a cruiserweight champion one time?
So the draft's not over. Bob's got a point, though. I'm sure they're going to pull some of the. Everybody's got a point here. They're going to pull some of the Cruiserweight Classic guys off of there. They'll probably sign some more guys, and they'll categorize a couple other guys in the meantime. I think Neville went to Raw.
He went to Raw.
He went to Raw. So there's two there. I think Neville qualifies as the Cruiserweight.
No, absolutely.
But so moving on here. Pick 2 was one that we all thought it was going to be John Cena.
Yeah.
Except for Bob. Bob picked correctly. Dean Ambrose goes to SmackDown. So reaction on that one. Anybody?
Bob, you want to gloat here?
It's not surprising, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought it was fairly easy because, I mean, they focused nothing but the past 2 months on those two guys. To have it be Cena would really discount all the effort they put into Ambrose. It just kind of made sense.
Well, also, unlike a fantasy draft where you might, pick with your heart early and, worry about another person dropping, you knew that this was all planned, so you kind of knew that Cena would still go to SmackDown. So, I mean, it's not too surprising. But, yeah, the other thing here to consider, guys, is Dean and Seth are basically in prime position to be the future of the company, to be the Cena and Orton from 10 years ago.
The face of each place.
Which we'll get to in a little bit, just to say that with that comparison, I was kind of pissed that they put Cena and Orton both on the same broadcast. Because, we get to watch that again. Yeah, so we're right there with each other, Bob.
Well, since you bring that up, Rob, they did that with a lot of rivalries. AJ and Cena are still on the same show. Sammy and
even Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
Raw looks the same.
Yeah, exactly. Y2J is now fighting with Cesaro. They're staying on the same show. Rusev and Sheamus, they're kind of whatever team they've got going on, same show. You put Finn Balor with the club, though, because AJ's now on the other show. What do you guys think about that?
I kind of wanted that to happen, and it should happen.
It's going to make AJ hold his own, and honestly, AJ, like I said before, he's like that redheaded bully guy from Christmas Story. He's good with the club because they've worked together, but when it comes to the magic of chemistry on the promos, AJ kind of stuck out as didn't need to be there. So I think club could shine on their own.
AJ's improved lately.
And I like AJ's style. I like the way he's kind of a country boy that's talking tough, being the little guy.
Don't get me wrong. Go ahead, Bob.
No, but now they're going to have an Irish guy leading.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Bob.
I don't dislike AJ Styles' promo style. I don't think he's horrible at it. I just think that I personally don't like the chemistry that those three have with it, and that's just my own personal opinion. If you disagree, I can understand the reasons why.
What do you think about this? I've kind of been throwing this around. Do you think that they can have any kind of connection even though they're on separate shows? Do you think they can kind of start a trend of still kind of being allies but not really having to do anything with each other?
Since you mentioned that, Brian, I kind of wondered tonight with the way Cesaro reacted to a post show on the network, the way Cesaro reacted, how he didn't want to be on Raw. And I wonder if that means he's going to defect, if certain people are going to get traded. You might be onto something there, Brian, because maybe they'll just say, "Hey, we don't want you. Right, go away."
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, do me a favor, man. If we don't see it, if you see a pic that pops up that's just like blows your fucking mind as we're going, just jump in the middle and let us know.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on it. They still haven't.
Brian's happy because Ascension got drafted on.
I am.
So I thought they might break him up.
With the second,
They just did. Yeah, they've started the next round.
Okay, with Raw's oh wow, that sucks for Kira. With Raw's second
She
pick,
got married.
Yeah,
Total Diva.
She got Total Diva.
Are we on Total? Oh, here we go.
Okay, so
the Dudleys just went.
The Dudleys, so they went together. So I was wrong there. I thought they'd get
Where'd they go
separated
to Raw, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Charlotte got picked second by Raw and third overall. I'm sorry. I know she has the belt, and maybe it was all about the belt.
It had to be.
Yeah.
I think that's how
There's a little
Dean
bit of
also
legacy
went
there,
up higher than he should have because he had the belt.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But the next woman wasn't drafted until 14, and that was 13, and that was Sasha Banks. So I'm just saying there was 11 picks in between that they could have done Charlotte. They didn't have to go number 2 with her.
But again, this is planned,
Yeah.
so they didn't have to worry about that. Ryder just went to SmackDown.
SmackDown, yeah.
Ooh. All right. So then we had like maybe the one big surprise. Well, not surprise, but at the position it was a surprise. Finn Balor gets picked up by Raw. And
That was an early pick. I thought they'd wait on NXT guys.
right. That's kind of my thought was that Finn would get maybe 15.
Right.
Somewhere.
I like that they even pointed out that they wanted the future, and they made it clear that he was the guy.
But at the NBA draft, they
What's
draft
wrong,
on
Bob?
potential.
Summer Rae. Apollo's going to SmackDown.
That's we kind of called that.
Okay, so
That was one of the
SmackDown.
last ones I really cared about.
All right. I saw the Usos went to SmackDown as well.
Right.
Is that why you groaned, Bob? What are you groaning about?
They just had their next NXT person, and actually really pleased with it.
Who is it?
What?
Alexis Bliss.
Who?
Alexis Bliss.
Alexis Bliss.
She's the-
Which show?
Yeah.
Where'd she go?
SmackDown.
SmackDown. Wow, Alexis. I did not see that one.
Is,
I
that's a good
thought
one,
about
but-
her.
She, her, and who was it?
Carmella.
No, well, no. Who were the?
Oh, Blake and Murphy.
Yeah, I know they
Yeah.
went their separate ways, but yeah, that's I didn't see that one
So
coming.
how many NXT people is that now? Because we got a limit of 6.
That's
makes
4
five.
if,
That makes-
if
There's
you
only-
don't
yeah.
count American Alpha as one.
2 left.
You
Why?
count, you count them. You count them as one.
A pick.
Yeah, so then there's
okay,
2 more
okay.
picks.
There's
2 more
one pick,
picks.
right? Alexa Bliss.
Kiera just had to tap out.
Yeah, here.
Because
Adam-
Mary's an asshole.
Adam, take the next couple picks. I'll be right back.
All right, guys. So real quickly, when we go on from there, what I'm really shocked about is not after AJ and Dean going there. The next round, we saw Roman, then Cena, then Brock, then Orton, then New Day.
Yeah.
All big picks, but really shocking that Roman went before. I'd pick any of those 4.
And Kevin Owens was still available the whole time.
Oh, there was a lot of people still
Yeah.
available at that time.
Cesaro.
Yeah, I'm just really shocked that Roman. And,
Well,
and the one thing, by the way, did you guys notice it? Bob, maybe you did. Foley said before he kind of went to that pick, he goes, well, just to prove I'm not a puppet and I don't agree with everything you say, I don't agree with this next pick.
Yeah.
He was kind of
Right.
against it
Bring
as they were
agree to
drafting.
disagree kind of
Yeah.
moment.
They're bringing him back as a heel. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Rollins don't unite somehow if Ambrose wins the title.
Are you talking about a can't beat him, join him kind of scenario?
Yeah, those two just say screw it and just team up.
I mean, we've seen it before with Rollins, so I could see him doing it.
And the
authority
last
kind of
time we
situation,
all
right.
liked Rollins was when he had, last time we liked Roman was when he had Rollins as a mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was the last time we were tolerating him. I still don't buy into his everything, but whatever. The next round after that, guys, we had kind of some shockers, in my opinion. Sammy, Sasha, and Y2J. Sasha maybe a little bit of a shocker coming that early. But then on the other side, Bray, And this is where they went off the rails. SmackDown had Dean Ambrose, AJ, Cena, Orton, Bray, and they follow it up with their first woman, Becky Lynch. Brian, I have to say, this is like the Terry Funk pick by you in our fantasy draft.
Really?
Yeah, Becky did not need to go sixth pick to SmackDown, 14th overall.
She was available.
Can you make an argument for that, Bob?
I'll say that they needed to have a top-tier female within the first 3 rounds. I don't understand it not being Sasha, but if you're going to have one
and
out
Sasha
of the 3,
voiced that she
Becky's
wanted
okay.
to be on SmackDown.
I think Becky might actually be the best worker of those 3.
Yes,
she can talk on the mic.
Yeah.
She's great in the ring.
She's absolutely the best.
Still, Bob, that high of a pick, you could have waited.
Okay,
That's why
you're
I'm
right,
calling it
but-
Terry Funk. Brian could have waited 10 picks for Terry Funk.
I could have. Hey, no offense.
You could have waited till the last round for Terry Funk.
I had him ranked, but yeah.
I just want to say,
Well, the
everybody.
fact that they left 2 titles there are still 2 titles sitting out there when that pick was made.
That's true.
That's true, too.
That's true. And those went back-to-back in the next round. Kara and Rob, we're on round number 4 now. Basically, Rusev, Miz, then KO, Corbin, and Big Cass and Enzo. And Rob, I know you're going to chime in on here. We mentioned that there might be a work of a guy who's pissed off that he fell that low in the draft.
Yeah.
KO went 18th overall.
Yeah.
And he gave both GMs, before he got picked, a mouthful as he
of
went
course,
down to the
you
ring.
had to do that.
Yeah, and
That was the best value
Sammy
pick
went
of the whole
before
draft.
him.
Right, and you were a little disappointed that he didn't go fall to the bottom, and we talked about that. But I think that where he
18 is perfect.
Where he landed is absolutely perfect. Sure, and with Sammy, you're right. With Sammy going ahead of him, that is, I mean,
It's fuel for the fire,
right?
there.
And they're on the same program. Do you notice that?
I don't like that.
We're
That's
gonna
one of
see
the
the
things
feud,
about
I
all these
hope.
rivalries stayed together.
Yeah, I kind of wanted this to be the blow off.
Well,
and then just
Battleground is
kinda-
supposed to be. I hope
Exactly.
that's what it's going to be.
We hoped it would be the end, but really the only thing it's going to end is Enzo and Cass and the club are now on Raw, and Cena and AJ are now on SmackDown.
Yeah,
Everything else is
Roman
the
and
same.
Seth are still going to be fucking with each other. New Day and
Although Ryder and Rusev
No, they're
are on
gone.
separate shows, and Darren Young and Miz are on separate shows, so
They
both
could
those
throw a
titles
curveball
could change
and
hands.
draft, Rowan and Strowman as a tag team on Raw or something. You can leave him.
Okay, the Wyatts are broken.
Yeah.
they go. Where'd he go?
The what?
Braun Strowman went to Raw.
What? I just
Yeah, that was
right when I just said it.
That was weird because he's really not even looking at any kind of screen or device or anything.
Yeah, see, it's not a work. Just like the trivia game.
Shut up about the damn
Hey,
trivia
Kara,
game.
say
No,
hi.
that was fucked up.
Say hi,
Dude, that
Kara.
trivia game seemed really
Yeah,
fishy.
Kara, welcome to the
Just
Right?
watching it, like, I was starting to feel bad for Adam. Because I was like, man, is this like a work on him?
All right, go ahead, Kara. Say hi.
Hey,
There we go. There's Kira.
what's going on, bro?
Hi. Bob, that's Kira. I don't think you did a show with her before, did you?
I have not.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm sorry that you
Doing well.
have to put up with Bob Kier.
Oh, wow. You're taking Kira's
I'm
side
about
on
a third
something?
less asshole than Adam, so you're still doing
A
fine.
third less asshole.
All right, so that you were on 4. So you said Enzo and Cass. Well, we feared the breakup of Enzo and Cass, and we did not get a breakup of Enzo and Cass, so that's good,
Good.
right?
Yes, I'm happy for that.
We're down with
And
that.
there still potentially could be Carmella joining them.
Well, potentially.
Yeah.
I think if with Alexa Bliss just got picked here. So with Alexa Bliss on the
Where's
main,
she going? She got picked?
SmackDown.
Yeah, she's going to SmackDown.
Oh.
Yeah.
So with Alexa Bliss going on, I don't see you got Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss.
She has no competition. Nia Jax, she didn't have a rivalry.
What?
They broke up the Social Outcast. It was Bo Dallas that got.
Oh,
that got
fuck
picked.
you, Bob. That's another one of your picks.
I noticed.
He picked the Luchas. He picked Social
Yeah.
Outcast.
Well,
Both
Luchas
got
don't
broken
count.
up.
Luchas got broken up before the draft. Who from Outcast went on? Where'd he go?
But Bo got taken separately
Bo.
from the.
Breezango is on SmackDown.
Who cares?
I think we're a little bit behind you, Bob.
So Bo Dallas is on what program
Bob
is
must
Bo
not
on?
have Time Warner.
Oh, cool.
What?
Now, very large audiences get to hate Eva Marie.
Yes, yeah, I had Eva Marie.
She on Raw?
it's a wild card.
Where did Eva Marie go?
Raw, apparently.
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
See.
Wow.
And where did we just talk about?
Is that
Bo.
all? Is that all the NXT picks?
I don't
No,
think
technically,
so.
Eva
No,
Marie
one
was
more.
not listed as an NXT. She was listed as the roster.
She was on there, yeah.
She
was listed on
she
the
was on the
active.
list.
She's
Yeah.
not an
Oh, there we go.
NXT.
So Bo goes to Raw. Okay.
Bo goes to Raw.
So No, Eva Marie was absolutely NXT, right?
No, she was listed on the list of.
The list they gave out.
Yeah.
So they
what was she listed as?
She was listed as one of the divas.
They put her main roster before the draft.
She was considered main roster according to the draft rules.
Well, there's a creative way to get around that. So Rusev, you guys talked about how much we didn't give a shit about that one.
Okay. And now we're on to the round that started with the Club, Big Show and Nia Jax, and Dolph Ziggler and American Alpha on the other side.
Now, Gallows and Anderson, we talked about it earlier. I'm okay with it. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the factions stay together and see what they could do. But I thought the best pick
that story's not over, Rob.
No.
They will have something down the road.
Yeah, it absolutely will. The best pick I thought of the 5th round was 2 picks. One that I predicted, Nia Jax. I think, and I know, Bob, I know you say she's going to come and they're going to make her feel pretty and it's going to fuck her over and her storyline will end quick. And I don't disagree with you, but there was nothing going on for an NXT anymore. She kind of ran through the roster, so let her come up now.
Oh,
Shining Stars.
Shining Stars? They went to
Raw.
Raw, okay. That's inconsequential. But American Alphas,
just like they are.
I didn't think that they would get drafted. I think they'd make them run through the ringer at NXT a little longer. But
American Alpha?
Yeah. But
I think they're going to thrive on SmackDown. I'm excited for them.
If SmackDown...
They have some more competition.
But there's no title.
Ascension.
There's no title.
I want to say I'm 4 for 4 so far.
Yeah, you're fucking doing you're doing just fine there.
Adam has a point though.
You didn't
the
have
tag
Alexis
team
Bliss.
championship, the tag team titles are on Raw. So
well, they're going to have to address that. Somehow.
Vaudevillains just went to SmackDown.
Vaudevillains SmackDown. Okay.
See, that's because you got Vaudevillains, American Alpha,
and the Ascension and Shining Stars all got picked before Vaudevillains.
Oh, I know, right?
Well, they've been squashing Vaudevillains
They've been
for
getting
weeks now.
jobbed out lately.
Yeah.
Breezango has done better than them.
Yeah.
Breezango got higher than them.
Yeah, I mean, it's tragic. But American Alphas, I know there's no belt there, Adam, but I'm just saying if they're producing or they're promoting
tag team.
Well, is this when we want to talk about it? Are they going to add a belt?
Yeah, let me get to the fucking point and I'll give you the question here. Okay, so say American
Shut
Alpha.
up, Bob.
Oh, fucking Christ. I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't even fucking
American
remember. Oh,
Alphas.
if SmackDown is going to present themselves as the new wrestling, like Cesaro was saying, SmackDown's going to be all about the in-ring work and giving people a chance. American Alpha is going to thrive in that kind of a brand because they are
and maybe Vaudevillains will benefit from that too.
That's that's very true because
they're great
workers.
wrestlers.
Yeah, they're really good workers.
There could be.
Okay, did any of y'all watch the pre-show?
No.
No.
Okay. What's his name?
That's Brian.
Marv Albert?
Damn it. No, the Shucky Ducky Quack Quack. Booker T.
Booker T.
Wow. That's funny.
Sorry. Booker T said something that I'm actually believing is going to happen. We're going to wake up tomorrow with a different roster than what we have tonight. Because he said trades are going to happen. And then he had that look on his face like he said something he shouldn't have said. And then they immediately got to talk to somebody else.
No, they've had trades in other drafts before, and the Cesaro after that interview totally left it open that he wants to go away from Raw.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they have some post Battleground, trades going on, or maybe they even announce them at Battleground, guys.
Yeah, it's a really good point. So looking at that, we talk Big Show, who gives a shit. Dolph Ziggler, Bob had an orgasm when that happened.
Bob doesn't like Demolition.
What the fuck is up with that, Bob? You don't like Demolition?
Oh, dude, fuck them. They were so. This was during a time period when Vince had realized he could sell 2 toys easier than, or 2 T-shirts easier than one. So he just created a tag team to go up against the Road Warriors who didn't want to work for him anymore. And then it's kind of like fucking Honky Tonk Man. He just threw a title on somebody and was like, oh, fuck it, that guy has the title now. And then just forgot about it. Their title...
I do agree with the Road Warriors comparison.
And Demolition, their titles are as irrelevant and fraudulent as you can have.
Wow. Those are some strong fucking words, Bob. I don't know. I know Demolition
was one of those.
I know they were a knockoff of Legion of Doom, and I get that. Not as bad as Gilbert and fucking New Diesel.
But Bob, is that about their skill, or is that more just about the circumstance that they didn't really have anyone to kind of work with?
Circumstances are the easiest reason to hate them. Then the fact that they just were not good workers. I mean, they were Barry Darsaw did a shit ton of characters, but that's all he was a character actor. He was never a marquee guy, and he was never that good in the ring.
That was that era, though. I mean, you wanted characters, you didn't want wrestlers.
Yeah, Coco Beware was successful.
Yeah, I mean, everybody had
that shit still hurts to hear. Okay, he came from Tennessee.
All right, so did you actually come to Climax when Dolph Ziggler got drafted?
I was annoyed at how low it was, but I think that's going to be one of those storylines where he used it to say,
you saw his interview
taking that low
scenario.
Bob, his interview basically said that. He basically said, "I have to show everybody I'm back on top."
Yeah.
All right. So there's that big show. No one gives a shit about that one. Fuck that one. Then the next round, 6th round, we got Neville, Natty, Cesaro, Del Rio, and Sheamus. And I'm sorry, this seems to be this is where the rounds start to get like, who gives a shit?
It definitely does.
Except for the Cesaro. I mean he can win a lot earlier.
I mean, his
dude. After the promo he
His
cut
shoot,
out, this
yeah.
is the 3rd time that I'm mentioning it. But after that promo, I am all in on Cesaro.
Cesaro section over here,
dude. Definitely that promo. He kind of pipe bombed it.
Well, that's the problem. Is Cesaro? Everybody's always all in on Cesaro except for Vince McMahon. So
Right.
I mean,
Which
we
is
can
a shame.
Yeah, we consider and say, well, now I like him more than I already like him. But it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, if he doesn't, if they're not going to put him over, they're not going to put him over. I like Cesaro, but fucking Vince, what are you going to do?
Maybe on SmackDown though they do. That's why hopefully he gets traded.
Well, maybe that'd be nice. Sure, I'm down with that. So anything else in 6? Neville, cruiserweight division.
I mean,
go ahead.
Just think about this. A year ago, those 4 guys that were taken in that round would never have been round 6 guys. You're talking about multiple-time world champions Sheamus.
Sheamus and Del Rio have had 7
Royal
combined.
Rumble, Del Rio, Cesaro, who is greatly underrated, and Neville, who, by the way, is the first cruiserweight chosen in this draft at number 26.
Well, also, Bob, you mentioned Sheamus and Del Rio both have won Rumbles. They have 7 titles combined. I mean, they're no slouches.
It's getting a little long in the tooth, I guess.
Well, Del Rio, you said this, Bob, a long time ago. Del Rio shot himself in the foot when, after he won his first title, he said he was retiring in 3 years.
Well, no,
exactly.
I read an article 2 days ago, and it's another Dave Meltzer thing. So you can take it as
Is
kind
he
of
become your
credible.
new KO?
No, well, he's just, out of all the out of all the people who do dirt sheets out there in the dirt sheet world, Dave Meltzer seems to have his ear to the floor when it
He
comes
gets
to
the muddiest.
Yeah, he does. He gets more right than anybody else. So but he was saying that Del Rio is gonna be receiving a big push. It just depends on Hunter, because Hunter's the one holding them back. Apparently, Vince has a hard on for him. Hunter is holding them back. So I don't know how that correlates to the brand split. Maybe
Hunter's not all in on him because of his commitment, because of that statement, because he's so flaky. He could retire. He could go anywhere.
Yeah,
he kind of doesn't. I mean, it seemingly his wrestling is not his most important thing.
I think Hunter should stick to just NXT and developing and finding new talent. Honestly, I think they should leave him out of the creative process
Unless he gets drafted tonight.
Unless he gets drafted, just because
Social Outcast.
Social Outcast, and we got.
They're just celebrating that
too.
Bo got drafted.
Yeah, they just realized that they got drafted separately.
His eyes all jacked up.
We got broke up. Oh shit.
They got drafted to SmackDown, Bob. Is that what you said?
No, they just
found out that he got.
They weren't all drafted together.
Yeah, they realized. It separately.
They're idiots.
Why are you wearing a Raw shirt?
Oh, Heath Slater and Axel.
Oh, poor Bo. All right, so Del Rio, Natty. Who gives a shit about Natty? Why did she go that
You're
high?
so mean, man.
Dude,
I'm sorry, bro.
Del Rio and Kane.
And they made such a big deal about it. The first woman to ever graduate from the Heart Dungeon. The only woman, and she was related.
I mean, look.
Let's just preface that.
Paige went 35. Paige went after Natty, went after Becky. I mean, Paige should have been. She's the former champion. She should have been
high.
Dude, Naomi went way too high.
Well,
Summer Rae went way too high.
Well, yeah.
They did draft Summer Rae.
Summer Rae's on.
That's just tragically horrible. She should have been drafted to
She was drafted
back to the panty football league.
Wait, she was drafted before Braun Strowman.
Wow.
Let's just factor that in.
Hey, she was in what, the Marine 5?
Oh yeah, but Donald Gibb was in Revenge of the Nerds.
That was a good one.
Nerds. So Neville, we talked about Natty, Del Rio, Sheamus, Cesaro. We talked about that. Okay, next round we got Golden Truth, then the Usos, which I really was hoping for them.
The rest of it's kind of a throwaway.
Yeah.
Before the Vaudevillains, that was the only question mark there.
Vaudevillain's dropping so low.
So is that all
Apollo
it-
dropping so low. That's kind of.
Are we done with all the NXT picks?
Oh, they're doing
There's two
another
more.
round.
2 more?
Yeah, we still have
It's
2
not
more.
impressive.
Oh, Alicia Fox.
Fox Raw.
Foxy.
Like all these picks for like most of these picks we're seeing right here, it should be
just
like wah
throwaways.
wah 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 wah. With
Well,
the third part, wah wah
you know-
wah 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 wah.
Good job. Oh,
There's
wow.
nobody
The Wyatts.
notable left, really.
Rowan is going to SmackDown.
Rowan. So who's he with there?
He's with
Bray.
Bray.
He's with Bray. Okay.
Oh, Adam, get ready for me to go 5 for 5 on NXT.
Anyways,
What?
fuck
What?
you.
On
The
NXT.
other one, by the way, guys, they teased Cass and Strowman, and they're still on the same show.
Well, we're about
just
to
mention
find
that.
out
What-
right now.
what is,
Raw's about to pick their
NXT.
NXT pick, I think, according to Bob.
How is Memphis
Dana
a time
Brooke
zone
did.
behind?
Oh, Dana Brooke got picked. Oh, fuck. Oh, there you go. Well, hey, Brian.
I know.
Is that
This
one of the
is
NXT
exciting.
picks?
No, that's not.
Because she's
She was
already
Charlotte.
gone.
She's main
Okay.
roster.
She's back with Charlotte. Okay.
No surprise.
All right, Bob must be way fucking ahead of us. All right.
Bob, do you want to reveal it, or do you just want to make us wait?
Is it
It's
worth
about to be on
waiting?
your TV right now.
I feel like Bob's from the future.
So we find out right after Dana
Which
Brooke.
is sad because he's a time zone behind. It's just so it
I
doesn't make
know.
any sense.
Yeah.
It's a complete mind fuck.
But he probably doesn't have Time Warner
It's
cable.
Mojo.
It's Mojo. He's
Yeah.
with Zach.
Oh,
is he?
Mojo. Wow.
What? I had all.
Mojo was on my
Hype
list, Bob.
Bros.
So the Hype Bros are together.
Okay.
He's on
I
Raw?
got my final one wrong.
But he's on SmackDown.
SmackDown.
And Ryder
Mojo
is
Raw.
on.
And Ryder is on SmackDown, so I'm actually
Hype
wrong.
Brothers.
Hype Brothers.
I thought they were going to get split up. Technically, I guess, are they even together? We debated that
Yeah, we
yesterday,
debated
but-
that. You were wrong. We moved on from it.
Wow.
All right.
What was your wrong one, Bob? Or is he?
Curtis Axel got picked next for Raw. And then, by the way, they've completely screwed up the whole draft order. Carmella then got chosen for SmackDown.
What?
All right.
Yes, got that
so
one.
she's not with
She's not
Wow.
with End Zone Cast.
Wow. That,
Wow, this is
Yeah,
going to
I
be
think that's a
interesting.
mistake, too.
Wow.
They should trade her for Summer Rae. Guys, she might be
That's
one that
two
gets
relationships
traded.
they've broken up.
So we got one more
So
NXT.
Black
She might
Cats
be
can back
traded.
together.
No, that is all the NXT. Mojo and Carmella are the
The last two.
Is that it, really? So
Yeah.
so no Bailey.
So no,
No
Asuka,
Bailey.
no
They have one more pick
Samoa
for Raw.
Joe.
What
They
the
have one more
fuck?
pick. No.
You said what did you say?
Raw has one more. pick.
Carmella.
And
Carmella
there's
made it.
number 60 is left, but they still haven't done that one. So
So we have one more pick for the whole draft. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Triple A.
Who's the last pick? I mean, don't tell us. Who do we think has?
Oh, it's probably not going to be a surprise then.
Last pick.
I'm guessing it's Heath Slater.
Yeah, it has to
it's
be
probably Heath Slater.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Well,
So-
what tag teams didn't get picked, guys? I keep thinking there's a tag team that that got left
Hey, you
out.
know what? Watch Social Outcasts all go together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they're not going to get split up after all. It's going to be a
So
whole
that would be the
comedy.
last tag team. Unless it would be
I'm
an
just
NXT,
in favor of it because I don't want Bob to be right.
Hey,
again.
can I point out the fact that there was no surprise off roster picks, none.
None.
Yeah.
None.
I
You know,
really-
but remember what I was telling you because the very first draft, Triple H was injured, and when he came back, they made it like a big deal of signing a free agent.
Yeah.
Maybe that off-roster pick that we were waiting for becomes the free agent that floats between both shows because, quite frankly, if he's not in ring, it doesn't matter that he's double booked. He, whoever that he is, and
Right.
then they're kind of wooing him to each show, and then he makes a big LeBron James type announcement. I'm choosing.
Well, they kind of do that. I haven't seen them do it in a little bit with NXT. I remember, who was it? The American Wolves came down, and they actually did a couple tapings, but didn't really pan out. They did, they were on TV and then left. Maybe they could do something like that.
I don't know. I just thought we'd have a good Royal Rumble type of surprise fucking entrant. Like this.
And that's something
Drew
we just
Carey.
assumed that would happen off roster.
Yeah, we
pick.
just assumed it.
Yeah.
I think most people probably assumed it would happen. I don't know.
We've made an ass out of you and me.
We can go back for a minute though, because I want to talk about round 2 real quick. Jump back into that. I don't know how much of that I missed, but we got Brock and Roman. Did you guys really go into depth when I was out of the room?
We talked a good length about the fact that Roman went so high and the fact that he was picked above Brock.
Nobody cared though.
Did you notice? You notice
heard
that
the reception.
Raw's two picks in a row. They both picked the guys who popped, and they both got booed by the crowd. So back to back, they went for the suspended guys.
Well, and not just that. The other thing we said about this, Rob, that while you were out of the room, is that Foley basically said, "Hey, I'm not a puppet. I don't agree with this pick. Here's our pick." And then they announced Roman.
That's not what he said.
No, he said that I'm not Stephanie's puppet, so I'm gonna pick one. And she was like, "Okay, go ahead." And he said Roman, and she was like, "Whatever."
Oh, he's the one who chose Roman?
Yeah, he chose Roman.
You should see his
Oh,
face
I
right
thought it
now
was vice
is
versa.
Yeah,
Mark's
he chose Roman.
blown.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
fuck.
You know, there's one big loser in this on the list that
Talking
didn't
about
get
my
drafted.
face?
What's that, Steve?
Shut
and
up,
it's Mark Henry.
Mark Henry didn't get
Got
drafted.
left.
No,
off.
Mark Henry. No,
Did he
he
get
got drafted.
Who?
He got
Where did he
drafted
get-
to Raw at
Yeah.
number 45.
Did I write it down? See, there was so much going on there. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind
he
then.
did get drafted.
All right.
It was nobody give a fuck.
He should have retired back when he said he was retiring.
No way. That was great. With Cena, are you talking about?
So let's see here.
Oh,
so,
he's-
Yeah,
Eternal Cena?
It was a
Yeah.
lackluster match that lasted 15 minutes.
So
Should have retired.
Did they announce Heath Slater's last pick yet? Or
No.
are we just speculating still?
Yeah.
He's the only one left if you look at the sheet, so I think it's right.
So basically, Bob. Bob
Don't
does-
say it. Don't say
No,
it.
no. I'm not. Listen.
Don't give him
Bob
credit.
got 2 wrong in the NXTs. He got the first picks right, but split up tag team factions. Lucha Dragons doesn't count because they split up before the draft, and Social Outcasts are about to get drafted all together, so that doesn't count either. So Bob does have a significant amount of X's on here, so he can't pull the "I'm the perfect" card tonight. So
No.
So sorry, Bob. No spitting the gum and slapping in the crowd tonight.
Rob, there's no way
Just
to be
in
perfect
case
on this.
Bob ever tried to pull the unperfect card, all we need to do is get his wife to call in and prove wrong.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, notice we had no Samoa Joe, we had no Austin Aries.
Yeah.
Revival didn't get a push.
Nakamura.
Revival shocked me.
Yeah, no Nakamura.
Nakamura.
Nakamura
didn't
not
shock
surprised.
me.
I'm not shocked by that.
Samoa Joe, I thought more so than him because I just thought he was.
Yeah,
good.
but he's the
Nakamura.
champ.
I know, but
What are you saying, Bob?
I was okay. So I listened to y'all show that y'all did this today, and y'all were all talking about names that would have just gutted NXT.
Right.
But they got to leave their champion there. They need to keep their tag team champion. Nakamura is clearly the future. No need to rush him.
Right.
Exactly.
I thought Dillinger would get picked before Nakamura would.
Oh,
Austin
how about
Aries was
Dillinger?
another person
He would have been great to go
considered.
up.
Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, I think, are going to be the ones who come up in next challenge with Shinsuke. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Because I agree with Bob, and that's why I had some different picks. I know I wasn't as correct as Bob, but I knew if they picked Shinsuke, Shinsuke, Samoa, Finn, Bailey, we talk about gutting the fucking.
I would gut it.
You know, the alpha males. Everybody would just that was too much. American Alpha, rather.
Okay.
It would just it would have left NXT with nothing. Nia
Right.
Jax. We would have just left with Asuka. That would have been like the only person standing down there.
All right, but I mean, look at the women's division in NXT right now. They took so many.
Yeah, Nia Jax is out.
Okay, so they
Carmella.
just went off the air with only drafting 59 people, and you're going to see in a moment
Uh-oh.
Heath Slater sitting
Oh,
in an
no.
empty room full of chairs.
Oh, this has got to be classic.
Is he? Oh, poor Heath.
Poor Heath, man.
With a black eye and everything.
He is one of those guys, like we said on the last show, that the Smarks are starting to love because we feel bad for him.
Yeah, we know his job. And
What
he does,
about
he
me?
does it
What
well.
about Heath?
Yeah, he's a one-man job squad.
He's the man, baby.
I'm a one-man band.
Yeah, baby.
Well, FCW only
They're
had,
gonna-
what,
they're gonna
9
cut
champions? And he was
Fade
one
away
of
on
them.
it.
Who's that?
Yeah.
You
But
said
so was Baby
FCW only
Batista.
had a total of 9 champions.
Hey, Bob,
when
whatever-
somebody was a champion in FCW, they were champion for a while because they'd earned it. Heath Slater was one of those people.
Bob, whatever happened to Baby Batista?
They turned the lights off on him. Great.
That's fucked
Oh, yeah, dude. I have no idea, but apparently they sent him back down and realized he sucked, and they just sent him away.
Wow.
What is he talking about? Who?
There was a
Baby
guy, I
Batista.
can't remember his real name,
Baby
but
Batista.
he really looked like just shrink Batista down a few inches and take you know,
When?
20 pounds
What
off him. He came in. He was one of the Wales guys. He briefly was with Wade Barrett and them doing some kind of nation
Mason
angle.
Ryan.
Mason Ryan, that's his name.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here, I want to
Good
run
job.
I want to run this by.
Brian
I wanna-
dove into his
Darn
Shut
it.
up.
He's on
first.
it.
Yeah, shut up. I want to run this by you for a second because I found those notes I was looking for, and yeah, I finally found them. So here's so we know Raw is going to be having the cruiserweights. I think Raw clearly has the advantage when it comes to the women. Myself, not only with the belt, but Sasha and Charlotte, kind of and Paige. I mean, those are some of the bigger ones, and Nia Jax as well. So I give that division to them. And I look at the top card and the mid cards. It almost looks to me, and you guys can argue with me here, but it almost looks to me like Raw got the best top cards, and
Yeah.
Raw
I can't
got
argue
the
with
best
that.
mid cards.
Raw got an awful lot of giants, though. For storyline purposes, that's not going to be easy always to book. Just saying.
SmackDown's roster looks more strategic, if that's the correct word to use.
Strategic.
Well, SmackDown is more almost an indie show. Like it's the indie darling show almost.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I think Daniel Bryan will work really, really good. They're set up already, guys, right now. SmackDown is set up as the underdog show. Based on this draft, they are the underdog show, like maybe the indie show. And if they can push the envelope, if they can compete, then maybe they showcase Raw. Like, who knows after Battleground? Just, guys, by the way, they could have both the U.S., the IC, and the heavyweight. They don't have a chance to get the women's, and they don't have a chance to get the tag. But they could take the other 3 titles at the end of Battleground and showcase them on SmackDown
it
Live.
could be a total coup right there.
Now that I look at it a little bit closer, I'm a little bit more okay with it overall because it looks like you were saying, Raw does have all the better top card and mid cards according to our perspective of what they've been feeding us anyway, right?
But Brock is part-time.
Well, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that Raw clearly is what is this par for the course. Raw is going to be what Raw has been.
It's a reality show. You gotta have
and all those people that we've been saying all this time, oh my God, would you push them already or give them a shot? All of them went to SmackDown.
Apollo, Ryder,
It's all the
American
workers,
Alpha,
Bray Wyatt,
Becky Lynch. These are all people. Alberto Del Rio, all the people that are rumored.
And you notice they got all those undercard people are all underdogs, and then they gave them the veterans to push them.
I wouldn't necessarily.
Well, they gave them the top veterans
Yeah.
because on the other side you have Big Show and Y2J if you need them.
Right. I wouldn't think that they're necessarily underdogs, but I mean, Raw, like we said, they have all the kind of bigger names.
Okay.
I see a lot of talent on SmackDown's roster.
You know what I'm thinking?
But the reason they're underdogs is, guys, it was still 3 picks to 2. No matter what, it was going to flow in Raw's way eventually.
SmackDown is essentially, the name of it should be Squash Live, because it is a list of all the people, with a few exceptions, that have been squashed nonstop, I guess is my point here.
Except for Cena and Orton.
I mean, you look at Becky, and you look at Bray, and you look at Baron, and except for Cena and Orton, right?
Even AJ has 1 pay-per-view win.
So
AJ and Dean and Kalisto, Naomi hasn't. She's athletic. She could do something. They haven't given her any time.
Ascension, Brian. Don't forget
Ascension. They didn't break them up.
I am really excited. Ryder and Apollo are on the roster. That's gonna start making these guys get something. And Ziggler, you must be happy about that, Bob, for him to be on SmackDown for that same reason.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at the SmackDown roster. I'm not as pleased with it as y'all are. With Cena and Orton there's no way that show's not going to get dominated by the old guard, and that undercard is really going to be fight for the U.S. or IC title.
But there's only so many times that Cena and Orton can go, and I think that at this point they realize
every year of the 2000s.
Right.
That's so many times that they can go.
Right.
The other thing to consider, though, is Orton and Cena could vault some people up. They could even do some weird-ass power trip type of scenario where they become a team. They've never done that. We've never seen that.
And monkeys might fly out of my butt.
I'm just saying, to get something different out of Cena and Orton, we've never seen them as a team.
I completely understand what Bob is saying here. And it is now I see another angle here.
You just keep flip-flopping.
Well, yeah, I am because I am somebody who is open to ideas, and I use my shut up. So yeah, if I see Cena and Orton here, and who are the biggest the dirt throwers of the fucking last generation is Cena and Orton. Those are the ones that people would come to, and then they would get buried.
You don't think now is the time that maybe they finally don't do
No.
that?
That would be nice, but history doesn't show it, because I remember there's been a lot of times I'm like, okay, Cena's going to start putting people over. Oh, no, he's not. Just kind of, no. I maybe Randy, yes. I can see Randy will put people over. I don't see.
Well, Randy's also
reverse
on that
legend
same
killer.
kind
What's
he's another Brock. He's got a part-time contract now. It's
Who's that?
him and Show and Brock, and there's a couple of others that
Mark
are
Henry or something.
marquee events now.
Oh, really? I didn't know Randy went that way with the contract. Okay. Well, that changes a lot then. But Cena's still going full-time.
Well, yeah, Cena's going to go until he's done.
All that matters is that Finn Balor is on Raw's roster now.
Oh, my
so
God.
fuck
Yeah,
Cena.
but you're covering SmackDown with me.
I know.
I am excited. If there's one winner on the SmackDown roster, it's got to be Bray, though. Because now there's just enough people to be in that top tier where he can be.
Yeah,
but he can actually get the chance to shine without having to job to everybody.
You don't think they're going to match him up with Rowan?
Breaking news. This just in. Raw took Pikachu over Slater.
Wow.
Damn.
Poor Slater.
But everybody's sending me jokes now about the fucking draft and Slater. It's okay. It's good. Are you done? Are you done dripping over?
No,
Finn?
I was just saying. Like I know we're covering SmackDown, but that just shows Finn is better than Cena. Cena, he got the.
Let's
the
go
short
into
end
our
of the
best
stick.
worst
Can you
already.
Just stop, Kiera.
Yeah. Hey, but just to address what Bob was saying about the SmackDown roster,
Yeah.
I understand his viewpoint on it when it comes to.
Could kiss an ass and get to your point.
No, I'm saying I get his side of it, but at the same time, I think they're really going to try to push, especially American Alpha. You got Mojo on here, Carmella. I think.
American Alpha was their first tag team drafted. Of course they're going to push them.
Would you let me finish my damn point?
Yeah, you just throw everybody off their. Like everybody's got a direction they're going,
What-
and you fuck up their direction.
What I'm saying is,
If
what
you guys had brain cells, you could focus.
what I've noticed lately from Cena.
Wow, this guy.
What
Go
I've
ahead.
noticed.
fucking guy.
What I've noticed lately, Cena has been kind of he's been like actually embracing like the talent. You see how like all the tag teams came out and they did their epic promos last night on Monday Night Raw. He's actually not trying to take that thunder. He's actually embracing it. So maybe he'll step out of the way and let these guys showcase their talents.
Maybe.
Maybe monkeys will
I'm hoping.
The monkeys will fly them
I
apart.
have high hopes.
Yeah, well, high hopes. All right.
It's off to best and worst we go. And
All
what
right,
great
Bob.
music.
Bob can't hear the music, and that's okay. And that's
I can hear the music this time.
you can. Wow.
Yeah, the little funky jazz beat.
Yeah.
You can hear that? Cool.
Wow, Rob fucked up in a good way.
All right. Cool. I don't know what the fuck I did tonight.
No,
Nice
it was
job.
just when y'all did the other music thing, I could not hear that. I was always able to hear that and your little intro thing to the show.
Oh yeah.
But like when y'all played the music game, I couldn't hear
Chilling
that-
conversation.
one of that.
Chilling conversation.
Okay. All right. So things to fix by Bob. All right. So we're gonna do best worst of the night, and you can do your whiteboards if you want. If you don't want to, don't worry about it.
I'm not.
All right. So we'll still do show MVP, show LVP. So we'll start with Adam. Just go around the horn. Bob, you'll close this one out. We'll go show MVP with Adam.
My show MVP, number one draft pick for SmackDown, Dean Ambrose, who also defended his title tonight with a clean pin over Rollins.
Ambrose.
A clean pin over Rollins.
All right. Let's go, Brian.
No points.
That was Adam just said everything I was just about to say. It's got to be Dean. He's got the belt, and he beat Seth clean. He's the guy.
Okay. Let's go, Kiera.
He's
gonna
the
say-
guy.
I don't know. He might not have stood out to you guys tonight, but Kevin Owens was my MVP tonight.
Is there any reason why? I mean, I'm all down with that, but
I was just
you
anticipating.
are.
I was
Bob
anticipating
likes
to
Kevin
see what number he was going to be, and then I don't know. He just came out and like he did his thing like he usually does. Like, really, you didn't pick me yet?
You got
Blah,
choke slammed
blah,
by Kane.
Blase, yeah.
okay.
The whole thing when he
quite
and
insightful.
Sammy.
All right, Steve Austin MVP.
I had Dean. I mean, I had Rollins originally, but then Dean retaining the title, and it was a great match. One clean, had to go with him.
Okay, Bob, what you got?
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. I'm a fan of people who are great on the mic, and he did really intelligent commentary tonight on the draft picks as it happened. Like it gave that level of
On the network,
validity
you mean?
to their show.
On the network, you mean? Because he wasn't on the broadcast.
Yeah, on the network. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, motherfucker! The
Does this
question
count?
was MVP of the night for me.
Okay,
there you
that's
go.
a good point.
Yeah, all right, all
Don't
right.
fuck yourself.
Have you heard him on Bob? Do you listen to him on NXT when he does the commentation?
Commentation.
Commentation
I think
there.
he's one of the best things about NXT, honestly.
Huh, what's
Kara's
that?
got that nice hair going. I think it's pulled too tight. It's affecting her brain.
Okay. So my MVP, I was going to say Seth Rollins for getting the first overall pick. But, Bob, that's a damn – I love the Corey Graves because I think he needs to be on one of the broadcasts. He absolutely needs to be there. He's just fucking great at it. All right, so there we go. Show LVP of the night. Let's start with hey, Bob, you want to start this one out?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. Memphis boy, Lawler, LVP of the night. Every pick was that's a great pick.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well done. Let's go. Adam.
Way to turn on your own. My last pick was, or my LVP was the last TV pick. Sheamus, four-time former champ, falls all the way down to barely getting on the broadcast. That's why he's there.
Okay, Brian.
Mine was Cesaro. I loved his promo. However, I think it's just going to be more of the same for him because I don't think he's going to be. I wanted to see him go to SmackDown. I think he would have had more of an opportunity. I think he's just kind of going to stay in that kind of. high mid card and
Yeah.
kind of just toy with the main event.
Okay, that was a lot of 1-0. Let's go, Kiera. Next, what do you got?
LVP?
Yeah.
Oh, Slater. Poor guy.
Oh yeah,
Poor Slater.
Yeah.
Steve Awesome.
I had the tandem of Shano and Daniel Bryan just for a lackluster production of their draft and the bad picks. It just at least Mick Foley and Stephanie had some good interaction.
Yeah.
It was just lackluster for those two guys.
I think that's a great one, Steve. That's a really good one. I've got 2 LVPs. My one LVP is going to be, I'm going to steal this from you, Bob, Kalisto, who gets drafted to SmackDown with no cruiserweight division. And then my other LVP is Cena's Pabst Blue Ribbon shirt. Okay.
Do you think they messed that up? Like they meant to put Kalisto on the other show and Sin Cara, they just fucked up because they
kinda
are
seemed
racist
that way
and
a
think
little-
all
it
masked
did.
wrestlers look the same.
Well, like we said, but they can also do
We
some
can put that
trades
mask on.
and whatnot.
Mask lives matter.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Biggest miss pick of the night. Biggest miss pick of the night. And we're going to start with Brian on this one.
I got Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch?
Yeah.
And more specifically, why?
I just think that she just went a little bit too high.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go, Kiera.
Terry
I
Funk.
had Bailey.
Bailey, biggest miss pick. I agree with
Yeah.
that one. Bailey, absolutely.
I'm just shocked.
Yeah. Bob, what you got?
I'm going to go with probably Becky Lynch being that high up. Yeah,
Yeah, and they
not a
present.
good pick. But I think Bailey's going to end up being the surprise partner for Sasha.
Yeah,
that's what tonight
gotta
told
be.
me.
I
She
hope.
keeps squashing that on Twitter, but I hope so too.
Yeah, but why point it out if it was
Brian
it wasn't
picked
rumored?
Emma, I
When there's
think.
smoke, there's fire. Hey,
I'm just saying.
we don't speak.
All right, Steve Awesome.
I had Becky going at 6 for SmackDown. I mean, when you had no Bailey, Asuka, or Eva Marie,
And
at
they
that
made
point.
it seem like it was a big deal.
I know.
Right? Like, ooh, man,
Eva
Becky
Marie?
Last kicker. Well, I mean, she got drafted, but somebody better than Becky.
Okay. All right, Adam.
My biggest miss is actually, I interpreted this a little differently. It's KO letting him drop when you picked guys like Becky Lynch was ahead of him, Sasha Banks, Y2J, The Miz and Rusev. Titles aside, they shouldn't have been above him. I just think it was a miss to let him drop that far. Unless it's a character work, then I'm completely in favor for
Okay.
it.
Oh, cool. My biggest miss pick or miss of the night is I think Jericho at 15 overall in the third round for Raw. I mean, really? Come on, stop force feeding us fucking Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Stupid idiot.
Stupid.
I was
idiot.
thinking the same thing.
All right, let's go. We got most shocking pick of the night, and we're going to start this one with Kiera.
I had American Alpha. I was gunning for them to get picked, but I didn't. I had a doubt that maybe they weren't going to pick them, so I was very pleased with them being the pick. For
Okay, that's a
SmackDown.
great one. Steve Awesome.
I had Nia Jax going that high. It's a great pick, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't. I thought, wow, I expect that to happen all at that point in the draft.
Okay, let's go, Bob.
Sami Zayn at number 11. He went 8 above. He
KO.
went 8 above Owens. He went 9 above Enzo. I mean, some of the people he got picked above, really confusing. And I mean, basically, we're talking about a guy who's recreating the Tommy Dreamer character of the lovable loser, and he got picked number 11.
Yeah, I felt Corbin went a little high too, but even he was almost 8 picks behind him.
Yeah. Okay, good job, Bob. Most shocking pick. Let's go, Adam.
My most shocking pick was number 3 overall, second pick for Raw, Charlotte. I know she's got the belt, but really,
Yeah, it just seemed kind of
you
off.
got Dean and Seth off the board, and then you have all the. I mean, everybody was still left, and they went Charlotte. That to me was the shocker.
Yeah, I agree with that. B-Rye.
I'm going to say the elephant in the room, Roman Reigns at.
I was thinking about that one.
Yeah, clearly WWE.
6 overall.
I mean, he's not on TV. They could have easily. I mean, I know he's still in the main event for this weekend, but they could have easily kind of taken him a little bit in later rounds and kind of given the perception that, hey, we don't really like this guy and kind of bury him if they really wanted to. But clearly, they still kind of think of him, even though if they're mad at him, they're still kind of keeping him in the picture.
Yeah.
So
I still like what Rob said, drafting both the suspended guys back to back. Well,
Yeah.
Brock's not suspended, but both the guys that got popped.
right. So my most shocking pick is going to go Titus going before Darren Young. I just think if you're going to push Darren Young on a mid card, then yeah. then Titus should have gone below him. Hey, I just want to send a shout out to the Suicidal Pickle on YouTube. He said he told us we're fucking gay.
Nice.
So Suicidal Pickle, thank you, man.
Way to out us.
Yeah, thanks for listening and watching and being gay with us. So that's awesome.
I like that you bring it up right after you talk about Darren Young.
That is funny. That's funny.
You would point that out, Bob. Right. Good catch.
Hey,
Good catch.
You know what, Adam? His icon is a Batman icon, so you've got something in common with him.
Oh, so maybe he has a young ward at his house too.
Maybe, yeah. Fucking gay.
Yeah.
All right. So, anywho, moving on to our grade. So we're gonna do a SmackDown grade. So we'll go around and give a brief explanation on it. So SmackDown grade. Start with Adam.
I gave SmackDown a B. I think there's some bright spots at the top. I think there's a lot of question marks overall. I think they have a higher upside than Raw because Raw is going to give us what we expect, but I still give it a B right now. Ruling is still out. Let's just say this is the midterm.
Yeah.
I don't know what they'll get on the final.
Okay. Brian, your SmackDown grade.
I gave them a C+. Reason why, they could have went... I think it's still more of the same of what they've been doing for how long? The past, 10 or 15 years. Raw has all the names. SmackDown has all the kind of guys that can work, haven't really gotten, they haven't top tier, but always just kind of floating around. So C+ for me.
Okay, way to get there. Kiera, grade SmackDown.
I'm gonna give him a B-. I think. Excuse me. I really don't have any explanation. I'm kind of pleased with the
okay. All right,
outcome.
moving
so
on.
B-.
Steve, awesome.
You're pleased. Wait. Kiera just said she's pleased with a B-. Well, I don't know how she did in school, but
gets her to graduation.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I thought you guys are way too generous. I gave him even the on-air grade I gave him and they might have improved a little bit after that, but I still gave him a D- because the picks, Becky, Corbin, Natty, Usos that high up, and they could have gotten better talent. So
all right,
it's still a passing grade, but just barely.
Bob, what you got, bud?
I gave him a C because basically it's 6 babysitters: Dean, AJ, John, Orton, Bray, and Kane, and we don't know what to do with them all stars.
Okay, I completely echo your grade and your point. I think it's absolutely
I like
right.
that point. We don't know what to do with them all stars.
All right, let's go Raw grade. Let's start with Steve Awesome here.
Give him a B+. I think it'd have been higher except for the fact that they drafted Roman Reigns, so that had to reduce their value right there.
All right, Kiera.
I don't think there's any question. I give it an A.
An A?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thin.
No question and no explanation. Let's go, Brian.
I give him a B. I'm excited for the cruiserweight division, and also Finn Balor.
Yep.
Does Finn? He's in the weight division in the weight range for cruiserweight.
I don't think they want to do that.
You think they dump him in the cruiserweight division?
No, they shouldn't do that.
He's a
maybe
definitely
not.
Maybe down the line.
Yeah,
like almost like a guy. I don't want to compare him to Cena, but when Cena goes after like the U.S. titles, like that,
he's considered in heavyweight, even though he's tiny.
He's 195, and it's 205 is the weight limit.
Technically, that's cruiserweight.
I think people still perceive the cruiserweight title as something that's a little bit lower.
His persona weighs more than his body does.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's right up Neville's alley, though.
All right.
Yeah.
Who didn't give a grade yet?
Me.
Okay, go ahead, and then we'll do Bob.
Mine is an A-. I got to retract my statement about maybe they do something better because I am excited about the cruiserweight division coming to fruition. Hopefully Raw books it right and Creative gets it right. But A-, they got all the big names. They got a lot of my favorites. I'm thankfully got Dean on SmackDown with me for my podcast.
Okay. So my Raw, Bob, go ahead, Raw grade.
Yeah, and just speaking of Neville being the one cruiserweight drafted for the cruiserweight show,
again,
it's just him winning every match by default. I'm going to go with A+ because I think they did nothing but improve the roster of their show by getting rid of the we don't know what to do with them all stars, and they got the 2 best NXT picks of the show. And it's just nothing but people who are money on the mic and known talents and good young talent to work with. So,
except for Rusev.
So my grade for
Machka.
Kaka. My grade for Raw draft, and after looking at it, I'm going to go just an even A, no pluses, no minuses, just an even A. And I think the biggest reason is all the personality is on SmackDown. All the fun people are on SmackDown. Seth is fun. Finn is fun. I mean, Roman fucking sucks ass.
You mean on Raw?
Yeah. What?
You said SmackDown.
Oh, I meant Raw. I'm sorry.
okay.
I meant Raw.
Okay.
Yeah,
Never
so
mind.
Seth and Finn, both awesome. Roman sucks. Brock, he is what he is. New Day's hilarious. I mean, even Jericho's got his stick going on. So Kevin Owens on there, Enzo and Cass, the club.
It's all the promo all-stars.
It's going to be
It
great.
is.
New Day. Yeah.
And good wrestlers, too. There are great wrestlers on there, too. But, yeah, I think Raw wins this draft hands down.
I hate to give Bob a prop here, but I really think he nailed it on the head, guys. Getting rid of the we don't know what to do with the All-Stars really does bolster Raw's roster. They are now strong top to bottom. I mean, even the tag teams that we don't know what to do with are over there. Brizongo, Vaudevillains, those went to the other show. Usos, we don't know what to do with you either. All of them got sent packing.
At least there's a lot of good storyline possibilities on Raw.
You suck for making me compliment you, Bob.
Thank you.
Does anybody have a WTF or LOL?
I got both of them.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Okay, then go ahead, Adam.
All right, my my WTF was Becky Lynch just going that high. I'm sorry, there was a lot of talent left on the board. And my LOL moment was Y2J's red Raw T-shirt scarf that he came out with to match his shirt tonight.
Yeah.
Come on, how could you not laugh at that? It's such bullshit.
That's pretty good.
Cost me $10,000
to rip up this T-shirt.
Steve Awesome.
My WTF moment was it was actually a good thing, but then they didn't do it again when they had the commercial split screen during the match.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the club,
That
and we
was
got
pretty
to
cool.
watch the match. And, and it was kind of cool. But then they didn't do it anymore.
Well, they
Maybe
didn't
that was the only advertiser to agree to it.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's kinda cool.
They didn't do it again during a match. They didn't have a commercial during a match again. I think is the whole thing.
Maybe
there.
that's just how they played it out.
Anyway, that's it. And then my LOL moment was when Shane was making fun of Stephanie and Mick Foley for drafting Big Show. Which way did he go?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Big slow.
Bob, you have any kind of WTF or LOL? Bobby there?
Yeah, my WTF is hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
can you hear
you.
me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, Bob.
Hey.
Okay,
Terrible
cool.
phone commercial.
WTF is the second and last cruiserweight being Kalisto on SmackDown. I'm not going to let that go.
Okay.
That's fucking dumb. And then the LOL is the same moment where he's making fun of the which way did he go, George? They had the camera on Foley long enough to watch.
We might have lost
The
it.
aliens might have.
I think we lost
zapped
Bob.
What he was saying, though, by the way, guys, is they had the camera on Foley long enough where he goes, "Oh, I remember that," or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Is what he added in.
Bob, are you there? Did we lose you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're there.
Oh, he's there. Okay, we got you.
Yeah, I'm still here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we lost you for a
cut out
second.
for
It
a
was
second.
a weird sound, and you disappeared.
Okay.
Time Warner Cable just sucks. This sucks ass. So
Memphis is in the lost dimension of time, anyway.
I don't have a WTF or LOL. My only LOL is the Echo Bob is fucking what's Jerry Lawler just fucking over and over. Just
That's a great pick.
That's a great pick.
That's a wonderful pick.
Did they address the announce teams for each show?
No, and I don't think they're going to change it. Everything I've been reading
Yeah,
says
I
they're
think
going to
it's
keep
gonna
it exactly the
status quo.
same, which is a fucking horrible
That
mistake.
used to be
Yeah.
known, right?
Much like,
the picks in the past, we would know who would be on announce
Yeah.
teams.
Well, we do. We know it's going to be Jerry and that Morella guy on SmackDown, and it's going to be fucking.
Well, I remember like years
The
back. when-
terrible trio on Raw.
Is that
No.
really what I don't like that for SmackDown.
I don't like any of it. I think they should completely reshuffle it.
Load up, yeah.
Keep Cole there because Cole's going to be there.
And all of you guys have said, and I agree, Corey Graves is great, but all of you guys have said Byron worked really, really well with him. I actually would like to see that. Give Byron a chance because he sucks as basically right now he's Cole's
Right.
echo or puppet. I mean, he's just terrible.
Yeah, you're right. But
And if he did well with Corey
They
Graves,
need
let
to
him
keep
go.
Corey Graves in NXT, much like they need to keep some of the other
Yeah.
talent down there. Yeah.
What's that, Bob?
I like the relationship between JBL and Byron.
Oh my God,
No.
JBL, no,
He's so dull.
no, your credibility just went out the window.
I'd like to see them get rid of Cole. No, I'd like to see them not have Cole and just let those two go for a while.
No, get rid of JBL. He is killing his
It's a
career.
very Keenan Monsoon relationship.
Dude,
Oh,
unless you were taking JBL in the back with a cigar and having him play poker with the damn guy, fuck that.
Hey, Bob, can you give me some of those shrooms that you obviously get in Memphis?
Dude, he hates Demolition. He wants more
So-
JBL.
So Jonathan online is saying that SmackDown's roster is garbage, and
Yeah.
he says Mojo goddamn Raleigh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was okay
I
with
mean,
Mojo.
but
Me too.
SmackDown's roster is full of a lot of
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
Well, they had to get a tag division, so hype
And
rose.
Zack
But
Ryder
I see,
possibility.
if he's saying, if what Jonathan is saying is that Mojo compared to who else they could have picked, like Nakamura or Joe or Austin Aries, is stupid. I completely agree there.
Well, and we all agree there, but Bob made the point earlier. If you take any of those guys, you gut NXT, and NXT right now is just done everything right.
Yeah.
Don't gut them.
But I would have picked. I would have taken Dillinger again over Mojo. I think the only saving grace for Mojo, only reason why he was brought up.
Dillinger's the trainer, though.
What's that?
He said Dillinger's a trainer.
Dillinger's the trainer.
Is Dillinger? Well, he's like a team leader. I mean, he's not yeah, okay.
He's a key holder.
Yeah. So anyway, if they strictly drafted him for the tag division, then that makes sense. But again, there's people that definitely deserve it. Alexa Bliss, I'm surprised because
that was a shocker.
They didn't give her a title, like a real title run in NXT, and usually that's kind of the precursor for.
She
bumping
went
them
up against Bailey when Bailey had the title.
Yeah, but it just always seemed like she was kind of that heel that always got like Roddy Piper type. I guess I don't know how to describe her. I just
never had a title. Just
I don't know. Maybe they have something planned for her. I think they have something stirred up.
I don't
want to
circle back around, but our comment on the screen there about it being garbage. Do we think tomorrow when we read all these reactions, like this fan, are they going to say SmackDown's garbage? And we've been hinting at, they're going to go to all these trades and try and fix things. Because I guarantee you, they're going to have some backlash, and the trades are always to fix part of the backlash.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just not,
I think there's going to be one trade. I think it's going to be one, maybe 4 or 5 person trade, but I don't think we're going to be seeing multiple trades.
Right.
I think this is going to be one thing, and I think Cesaro will be involved in it.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. And probably Carmella somewhere as well. They'll probably lobby to get Carmella over for some reason. Enzo Castle beg for it or something
the
like
reaction
that.
is crazy.
Is there going to be any kind of a free agent scenario like they've done in the past?
Well, yeah, anybody that's off roster right now is,
how many?
I guess,
but how many can you have total?
Rob, this might
on the
be to
roster?
your point because I don't think there's a limit, Steve, but to your point when you just said there's nobody off roster drafted, maybe because they would need to be signed as a free agent. Maybe that's why they weren't drafted. They couldn't be drafted. Their rights are free agent rights.
That might be possible. I'm reading Jonathan's here. It's like Shane and Daniel Bryan were on shrooms. Oh, hey, there's a one talent on NXT. Let's choose the worst talent. They'll bring ratings.
Right.
Okay.
He's still going on about Mojo.
I'm assuming
he is mad about that. It's like Bob and the
everybody's
cruiserweights.
butthurt over a certain pick.
Yeah, Bob's upset about the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
We're all upset about Becky.
Bob's ass hurts because Dolph got he's too late. You should have had him number 1. What the fuck? Come on,
Kurt
Bob.
Russell had him number 1.
I think Mojo is a shitter to get off the pot pick. I mean, I don't think Mojo's going to be with the company in a year and a half.
Yeah, that's a good point. It was time for him, kind of like in the military. If you don't get promoted to a certain rank by a certain time, you got to go.
You're out.
Yeah.
Like Boy Scouts, same way.
Yeah,
Can't get Eagle Scout once you're 18.
It was time for him to either get up or get out. So, and there's a lot of new talent that's right now developing in NXT. We talk about it from time to time. So guys like Mojo do need to move on. Like the American Alphas, they made their presence known and they moved on. Revival.
But they were perfect to get the titles once, lose it quickly, short title run, and then get elevated. Like they gave that, they gave them that line on their resume, and they gave the Revival the first 2-time anything NXT champ.
Yeah, I don't understand. Again, Alexa Bliss over the Revival. Is it the tag team fear? They don't want to get too.
Well, who's going to be left? Who's going to be left in NXT?
Mojo Rawley,
like you said, they would have the NXT roster would have been gutted.
But Mojo over, since you want to bring that up, you're talking about Alexis Bliss over them. What about Mojo over Revival?
No, and I agree with that. Again, I think that's a throw to Zack Ryder. Here you go. You're going to lose the IC
Who else
champion.
is left when it comes to tag team divisions in NXT, though?
Well, exactly. The tag team division for NXT has been gutted in the past year. Vaudevillains, Ascension, all these other people.
Is there anybody on the lower tier that can
Enzo
lift,
and
they
Cass.
are going to lift
No,
up?
Jonathan, I agree. Alexa Bliss does add to the women's roster on SmackDown. I don't think it's a bad pick. I just
surprising.
Out of the other picks that they could have got, Asuka or Bailey, it's
We're
surprising.
talking about all the gold, though. That's why Revival, Asuka, and Joe, I think, were safe.
Okay.
And Nakamura is the number 1 contender, heir apparent. That's why I think those 4 were not picked for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. So that's pretty much our best work.
I think one important thing to note tonight.
What? Well, yes.
I think one important thing to note tonight is that the NXT women's division got gutted.
Yeah,
there's 2 women left.
Who's left with Asuka?
No, I mean no.
Bailey and Asuka.
No,
and
no.
Wow, that's true. Because Carmella,
Carmella's gone.
Alexis Bliss is gone.
This
Nia
is
Jax is gone.
I disagree here. Now, this is obviously a shift in era for NXT, if you want to call it that, where you've had the guard, the developmental guard, if you want to call it that, in NXT, and they have all now been accelerated, or moved up to the main roster.
They're all main roster,
right?
up, so to speak.
But there are quite a few, and I mean there are a lot of women on the NXT roster still that I think now they're going to have a chance to shine because they're going to be okay. Well, we had great products there. Let's see what we can bring up now. I can't remember all their names. I know Tully Blanchard's daughter's in there with her
Tessa.
but yeah. And
from Charlotte.
when we went down there and saw a couple live shows, there were a couple girls. That one black girl, I can't remember what her name was, but she was athletic as fuck. What, Kiara, who was? You remember who?
That's the Naomi looking chick.
Kind of, yeah.
I forget her
She
name,
had
but
the blue eyes. And
yeah, she might be coming up onto the main time.
She was really good.
NXT.
You got that. Anyway, so there are women left there, Bob. I mean, they're not gutted. They're just rebuilding. They're like Detroit Lions every year, basically.
Yeah.
There's a new class
Cleveland
coming
Browns.
in. A new class is about to come in.
That's an awful comparison.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean like the Detroit Lions, man.
I just meant the rebuilding part.
Right,
I didn't mean
no,
like
I
the
know.
outcome's going to
Yeah.
suck.
Oh, he's a Lions fan.
Maybe I could have rethought that one just a little bit. I thought you were a Lions fan. I'm like, really? Get out of my house. What's wrong with you? So, look, all this stuff about the roster, we're going to find out all kinds of details coming soon. What am I doing here?
Who fucking
Look
knows?
at it. Is she asleep?
No, she's not.
You're leading the band of idiots to slaughter.
I really am. Okay, so here we go. Our first SmackDown Open. Adam, why don't you take this real quick? First SmackDown Open, and then we'll do our final thoughts.
My open is just very simple. I'm really excited next week to split the brand, try our new things. You and me, Rob, taking over different shows, kind of splitting apart. We're going to guest spots here and there and stuff like that, and rotate our co-hosts. But for my SmackDown Open, I'm just really excited to do double duty next week and get an extra show into the marked out family. Brian, what do you got?
I'm excited to be a part of just
life.
What?
Life. Just to be a part of life. With your wounded ass?
I'm just happy to be here. No, I mean looking at the SmackDown roster, I mean, would you think that it kind of, to me, it looks almost like it's kind of almost like NXT where they have a lot of guys. I keep saying that it's guys that, and not to take anything away from the guys on Raw, but it's a lot of guys that can work, and they're just known to that they have great matches, but it's just they, for whatever reason or another, they just can't get over that hump.
Well, and it also feels like Raw drafted the NXT women's division and SmackDown drafted the NXT tag division.
Right. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for SmackDown. I'm kind of upset that the cruiserweight division isn't over there with Daniel Bryan being on that side, but. Yeah, no, SmackDown looks good to me, man, and I'm pumped.
I am curious to see if they float any of these like contenders if Kalisto does get a shot at
into
the title.
a trade.
Yeah, or something like maybe at the big 4 pay-per-views they have cross-brand, belt matches.
That's possible.
So
swap it over.
Don't we have Night of Champions? Oh no, that Battleground is
I think they're going to
replacing Night of Champions.
Well, they're going to do are you talking about cross-promotional?
Well, no, I was talking about like after the show, the dust settles and all this.
The big 4.
Yeah,
U.S.
title,
out.
let's say, is exclusive to Raw, but at Survivor Series, the U.S. title has to be defended against a SmackDown guy so that the belt could be potentially switching shows. Maybe do creative on that kind of angle where, just do it that way.
Well, and that's also, I mean, you can have guys say that the champion is on SmackDown, but you can have guys on Raw kind of just, they don't need the champion there. Kind of what they do almost for even like guys like Brock Lesnar when they're not on TV, they can still be in the title picture, but have
so
other guys do the work.
championship-wise, there's still questions.
Right.
Okay, so Jonathan kind of hoped that SmackDown would have been filled with the wrestlers and Raw with the characters, and I'm not sure that that's not really the case.
I agree. That's kind of what. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you say what you want, the more personality is in Raw. In SmackDown, less personality. I mean, AJ's a great wrestler. Randy, when he wants to be,
Dean's got personality, but then he kind of
right,
thins out after that.
Becky Lynch but she's a decent women's wrestler.
But the rest down,
I don't know. I don't know, Jonathan.
Did she get picked because of Sister Abigail? They're finally going to do that
wow.
storyline.
Oh my God,
I gave up on that.
She was supposed to be Sister Abigail.
I think actually Raw wins in both categories of wrestlers and personalities. And Jay Dizzle says Alexa needs to join Breeze and go and call themselves Breezongolis.
I like it.
All right, I'm down with that. As long as I get to see that booty, that's all I care about. Booty.
Here's Tyler Breeze.
All right, are we done with the SmackDown? The SmackDown Open? Is that
we
done?
are gay, so he was talking about Tyler Breeze.
We're gay, exactly. And
I didn't
there's
say anything,
nothing
but
wrong
there
with
was
that.
The actual show tonight, they squeezed in 8 matches. To, that was
Was
kind of
it 8
amazing.
really?
Yeah,
They're all
I mean,
going-
a couple of them are really quick though, so I mean, it wasn't really much to talk
Two
about.
of them were no matches.
I mean, it was good to see
Yeah, no
Xavier,
contest kind of stuff.
Xavier and Bray, the mind game thing, but now they're on different rosters, so I guess that's gone. Why did they even bother to do that to begin with?
So gone. So okay, that's fine. All right. Any other SmackDown Open guys, or because
Kiera, well, it's fine. We were doing final.
oh,
thoughts.
you were doing final thought. I'm sorry, I had to step out
Yeah,
for a minute.
Kiera and Bob didn't do anything yet.
Okay, Kiera, final thoughts.
I'm excited for SmackDown's roster. Actually, I see the names that pop up to me, American Alpha, even like Dolph being on there because Dolph is such a is the correct term heavy that
Dolph is a heavy. He actually had a heavy named Big E at one time, but you're saying he's a heavy?
I'm not. I guess I use it in the wrong context. I apologize.
You mean an
So-
A-lister?
Motherfucker, I'm gonna knock you up beside your head. Like you're killing me. Anyway,
Killing me, Smooth.
yeah, it's good talent. Mojo Rawley, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they have planned for him. I actually liked Mojo Rawley.
You're looking forward to
and,
seeing the obvious?
Huh?
So you're just looking forward to seeing the obvious?
I don't know. I mean, are you guys saying that he and Zack Ryder are going to be together?
Of course they're going to be together.
She doesn't yell at you for
They don't have
interrupting.
to.
I just want to cite
Wait.
that, but she jumped down my throat. when I
Maybe
said
Raleigh
Well,
has
that's wait till the
feud
microphones
with
get turned
Ryder
off.
because
okay.
he stole his thunder kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Ryder.
Carmella?
As long as Zack Ryder lifts his knees for a while, he can carry Mojo for a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot Bob was here.
Johnson, this
Oh.
might not be PC, but Paige and Alexa Bliss can wrestle me into defense me in a 2-1 handicap anytime. Nobody is just. I think
don't know. That's
You
not an
could
argument.
tie one
there.
arm
Yeah.
behind my back.
I think Kiera's even going in on that. Hell, damn right. All
Dude,
that.
she blushed. To make a black woman blush is tough.
Right. That booty though. So Bob, final thoughts. Glampire booty.
I'm looking forward to SmackDown just because where else can it go but up?
Oh, there you go, Bob.
This is either going to be a failed experiment based on the results of SmackDown, or it's going to be a wildly successful one based on the results of SmackDown.
And if it fails, Vince will just blame
So-
Shane.
I'm excited.
All right. Good final thoughts,
It's definitely
Bob.
different.
Hey, so my final thoughts are, and like I said earlier, I think Raw definitely dominated this draft, and I know they had more picks, but they were just better quality picks. SmackDown is going to be the bad news bears of the league. They're going to have to claw and fight to get any recognition. Viewership might struggle for a while. They're going to have to make a name for themselves with something kind of spectacular.
What was that team that always went against the Harlem Globetrotters?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Washington
like that.
Generals.
The Washington Generals.
Yeah.
Right. But my actual final thoughts are going to be this. If you're watching this now, streaming live on Raw, I invite you here every Monday night. We stream live as we do our recap for Monday Night Raw. And we do a show on Podbean and on iTunes every Tuesday after Raw, and now it'll be every Wednesday after SmackDown. As well as I said all that right. I'm just stumbling over myself right now.
You can find us. It's real
Right.
easy.
Markedouttwrestling.com.
Just get involved.
I just want to say, if it's your first time hearing this, tune in to our 6-month anniversary show this Sunday after Battleground. You can see it live on YouTube, or you can listen to it the following Monday. We're going to get completely drunk to celebrate our big 6-month.
We're going to get verschnickened.
Right, and if you thought we were gay on here before, the guy, what was his fucking name? Because that name just
something pickle.
No, yeah. The suicidal pickle said we are gay. The suicidal pickle.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of like what you do with your dick when you put it in your boyfriend. So whatever works out
When
there.
you put it in Freddie Mercury?
Shut up.
That's suicidal.
God damn it.
So join us for that show in Smart Line 704-444-0084. You can call, leave us a message. We can get you involved with the show if you want to do that as well. So the draft is going to be, it is what it is now. We've all had our comments, and Jonathan is still over here touching himself to Alexa Bliss, which...
Dude, Alexa Bliss, though, and Paige, Jonathan's got the right idea.
Hey, Jonathan's got a thing for you, Kiera. He said you can join the pretzel. Yeah. She's kind of hot, Jonathan. I want Paige to ride my cock all night. Okay. Wow. So we went dark.
He just took our podcast in a different direction.
We went dark there. Okay. So we hope you enjoyed our live stream here, a reaction video to SmackDown and Raw's draft.
Did anybody notice Rob had a Ron Burgundy moment? He read it as it came off the prompter without really thinking about what he was reading. And as he finished the sentence, he went, "Oh wait, what? What the fuck did I just read?"
I'm not sure how to react to anything right now. I feel so dirty.
I'm Rody Rob.
All right. So we got Adam, we got Big Bri, we got Kiera, Steve, Stone Age Steve, awesome. Bob, good to have you. Good to have you back, bud.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, Bob, we'll catch up with you later, dude. On the flip side.
Thanks, Bob. Good talking to you,
Bob.
Jonathan, just before we go, Jonathan says he's like Flair, so everybody go woo, woo, all right. Fun video piece. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for being on. We hope you have you back. And Jay Dizzle, go fuck yourself, Charlotte. I hope you're talking about the female wrestler because hey, we're in Charlotte.
But I agree with Jay Dizzle if it's the female wrestler.
Right, but Jay Dizzle and Jonathan, thank you. Great, thank you guys, and Kiara, great. They said specifically to you, great show. So we hope to get you guys back following the bandwagon here. Jay Dizzle, Jonathan, thank you so much for that. Suicidal Pickle, I hope right now your boyfriend is not beating you too hard. And we will catch you guys all on the flip side.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.